Portugal's long shoreline, with its many harbors and rivers flowing westward to the Atlantic Ocean, was the ideal environment to raise generations of adventurous seamen. As a seafaring people in the southwesternmost region of Europe, the Portuguese became natural leaders of exploration during the Middle Ages. The successive expeditions and experience of the pilots led to a fairly rapid evolution of Portuguese nautical science, creating an elite collection of astronomers, navigators, mathematicians, and cartographers. Among them stood Pedro Nunes, with studies on how to determine the latitudes by the stars, and João de Castro. José, how do you explain your fascination with boats?
I was a kid and I was on the island, Sao Miguel Acores, and I always look at boats on the ocean. I was a farmer back at that time, but the boats had something to do for me. And when I came to America in 1973, I started looking around. We came to Bristol, I started looking around, see a lot of boats. I said, I think this is going to be my career someday. And I started working at Pearson Yachts back in '73 as a mold maker. And I started getting into it, and I got so interested at night. I used to bring the blueprints home, and that's how I learned how to read blueprints. I never went to school. That's how I learned how to read blueprints and get into the marine industry. And I started at Pearson. I was there a few years, then I went to another company. And then in '93 I decided to start my own business. That's what, we got into the boats, and I bought a company, was a small company back then, was called Lima Boats, and they had an 18-footer and a 19-footer, and I was building the boats for him. Dick Lima is well known in the industry. He used to design the Rampages and all those boats, and he was getting to a certain age he wants to give up, so he came up to me one day, said, Joe, you want to buy me out? And I said, Dick, I don't have any money. He says, well, don't worry about the money, we can work some kind of a deal. And we put it together. I bought the model for the 18 and the 19. And after that, I started having inquiries for a pump-out boat, 23-footer. And I talked to Dick, and he designed a boat. In the middle of designing that 23, he got sick. So I had to hire somebody else to finish the project. And we finished the 23, and after the 23, we came up with the 26 and 27, and now we got the 24. We just finished the 24. We're trying to get that up and running, and I wanted to do more. I wanted to do a bigger boat, and right now we got about 38 employees, and we've got a good group. It's a family-run company. It's me, my wife, my 2 kids, and the rest of the family is like sales manager and the engineering and the supervisors in the shop and the rest of the crew. The way I look at it, it's a big family, and that's the only way it can get done professional, done right. And our boats are fishing boats and recreation also, but the majority of the boats we build are fishing boats.
Gil Gonçalves' craft is one of passion and sawdust, a lifetime of experience, Portuguese.
Hardest things that being part of the family business was getting to the point where you have to keep the family and the business separate yet together. That was always a challenge, and I think still today it becomes a challenge where you have to remember that beyond all this, we are still a family, and there is stuff outside of this, as limited as that is. We'll find ourselves on Sunday lunch just talking about a new design, or we'll talk about how an employee should be promoted and all stuff like that.
When I was a kid, we were just always on the water. Whether it was one of our boats or someone else's boat. We were just always out there. And growing up, you know, real young, I didn't fish a lot or really care for being on the boat a lot. But into my early teens, that's when I started really just wanting to be out on the water and fishing.
We got some serious fishing. Boats can go out, and our boats, the first time they go out, they always catch fish. So yeah, if you want to buy, if you want to catch fish, you buy a NorthCoast. So that's the reputation we got, and we came out a long way. And the tensions are, I'm not younger anymore. I'm 61 years old, and at some time I want to retire. I don't know when. But I got two kids who want to continue with the business, Caesar and Craig, and so far they're doing a really good job. Caesar's office manager, and Craig, he's running the assembly line on the shop floor. He just finished college this year, so they really entered this. So it's not a company, it's going to fall apart in a couple of years. So we got a long way to go on this. So if you want to feel comfortable buying a boat, buy a NorthCoast.
Gel coat applicator, Portuguese.
One of the things that makes NorthCoast boats so special is just what you see right here. It's the 4 people running this day-to-day operation, making all the bells and whistles, turnarounds, the love for just the family, and bringing that love for family right into a manufacturing setting and bringing it all together.
We set a pretty good example for everybody out there, and they kind of don't have a choice but to follow in our footsteps, and it's just one big team, one big family.
2008, that's when we just finished building a 60,000 square foot building. And I just went around the building and I had tears in my eyes, and I said, what do I do? And I have my accountant and telling me, Joe, you gotta shut it down. Joe, you gotta shut it down. You can't make it, you're not gonna make it. Now with 13 guys in a 60,000 square foot building. But I hang on to it, and I came out of it, and here we are. And now I'm prepared for these ups and downs. I know what it takes. So I probably be one of the few people in the marine industry who can survive through these bad times. And I try to teach my kids that's what it takes. Yeah. When everything's running smooth and good, don't think, don't waste it. Save it for tomorrow, because, it's like when you are on the ocean and you're a captain, you have a big wave coming at you. You got to be able to handle that. So that's what we're doing, and I've been successful. And again, thanks for the group I have around me. Without the employees and engineering and salespeople, you can do it all by yourself. I mean, it's like you got to have a good team.
Mom is the glue that keeps the family together. Whenever I still remember just being a little guy, and Mom just being able to keep everybody in line. The only woman in the house, keeping 3 guys just really in line. This is what you do, this is how you're supposed to do it, and this is why you do it. And she's brought that right into the business. And she still comes in my office and she'll grab me by the shirt and say, hey, look, you messed up, and this is why you messed up, and this is how you do it. My father does that to my brother out in the shop. So we got it all squared away here.
I think just the authenticity and just knowing what we're building, how we're building it, and why we're doing it, I think is just the reason why I wake up and come in every morning.
The bottom line is the boats that we're building are meant for that use. It's a fishing boat, it's authentic, people want to be on it, people are going to fish it.
And so far we do have a good team, and we're looking for more. I mean, right now we can do with another 10, 15 more employees. That's how busy we are. And everybody seems to want us to do some for them. We build hunt boats, we build J boats, we build all kinds of things. I mean, and people feel comfortable because we really do a good job.
Authentic, bare bones. We can do all the crafty, semi-custom stuff. Some people love it, some people don't need it.
And this is why NorthCoast boats are special.